Hello there and welcome. It is the 24th day of March 2022, and of course it is another interesting and exciting day to bring you the newspaper headlines. My name is Cyril Aloysius, reaching you here from Thav TV, Port Harcourt, River State, Nigeria. And as usual, it is and has always been my pleasure to bring you the newspaper headlines. But before I'm going to be doing that for today, as customary, we'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, the newspaper headlines, all for you to stay with us.
Have you registered for your permanent voter's card? I mean, your PVC. There is a Nigeria we all seek, a place where love, peace, security, and unity can reign supreme.
Waste no time. We want a country where peace and justice will be the order of the day.
Unfortunately, there's a problem. One big challenge this generation has to solve.
Our country cries for help every day. We need able and capable hands to lead and direct.
These capable hands can be you. Have you gotten your PVC? Have you registered for the ongoing voting process? Don't say your vote does not count. Yes, it does.
Have you gotten your PVC? Your apathy towards Nigeria's electioneering process will further inhibit our collective growth and development as a nation. Your refusal to participate and engage will keep us at a standstill. So be intentional.
I have my PVC. Your votes, your voice would go a long way in preventing absolute destruction of this country and the future of our children, the hope of tomorrow.
The 2023 Nigerian elections are just around the corner. Go out and get heard. Don't forget, your vote, your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited. All right, a big thank you to you for sticking there and taking you straight now to our first paper for today. We have amongst the headlines in the nation: Buhari governors agree on Adamu as consensus chair. Buhari governors agree on Adamu as consensus chair. Next headline in the nation for today, we have Ogwanyi, Oladipo, 35 others in PDP zoning panel. Ogwanyi, Oladipo, 35 others in PDP zoning panel. That's on page 5 of the nation. And next in the nation, we have Soyinka decries protest over OAU VC. Says agitation's crazy. Soyinka decries protest over OAU VC. Says agitations are crazy. That's on page 5, also on page 5 of the Nation newspaper. And next in the nation, we have millions gone as fire raises Lagos Benue markets. Millions gone as fire raises Lagos Benue markets. That's on page 2 of the Nation. And lastly, in the Nation for today, we have give us another chance. PDP governors beg Nigerians. Give us another chance. PDP governors beg Nigerians. That's on page 29 of the Nation. All right, I'm taking you straight now to our next paper for today. You want more information on those headlines? Do get a copy of the Nation for yourself. Amongst the headlines in the Punch for today, we have Electoral Act, National Assembly plans appeal. National Assembly plans appeal. Tackles judge. Malami insists on amendment. Electoral Act, National Assembly plans appeal. National Assembly plans appeal. Tackles judge. Malami insists on amendment. That's on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. And next in the Punch for today, we have autonomy. Disregard Fayemi. Akeredolu's opposition. NULGE tells Buhari disregard Fayemi. Akeredolu's proposition. NULGE tells Buhari. That's on page 11 of the Punch. And next in the Punch for today, we have Lagos shots damaged Echo Bridge as fire destroys market. Traders lament. That's on page 4 and 5 of the Punch. And next in the Punch for today, we have Umahi meets Buhari. Umahi meets Buhari, says presidential ambition. Says presidential ambition. It's God's project. Umahi meets Buhari, says presidential ambition is God's project. That's on page 14 of the Punch. All right, next in the Punch for today, we have PDP governors list Buhari regime's economic woes. Boast better leadership. PDP governors list Buhari's regime's economic woes. Boast better leadership. That's on page 14 of the Punch. And lastly, in the Punch for today, we have here Buhari others silver, Kyari, CDS to halt crude oil theft. Buhari orders, others silver, Kyari, CDS to halt crude oil theft. That's on page 19 of the Punch. You want more details on those headlines, do get a copy of the Punch newspaper for yourself. I'm taking you straight now to our next and last paper for today. We have amongst the headlines in the Daily Sun, PDP governors roar over bad state of affairs. PDP governors roar over bad state of affairs. List Buhari's failures. Urge Nigerians to reject APC in 2023. Opposition party replies presidency. Accuses APC government of failure. All right, you can get all the details on that particular headline on page 6 and 26 of the Daily Sun. All right, in the top right corner of the Daily Sun, we have here APC governors bow to Buhari on choice of chairman. APC governors bow to Buhari on choice of chairman. We will back whoever president supports. We will back whoever president supports. That's on page 26 of the Daily Sun. And next, we have here Umahi tackles PDP leaders. Umahi tackles PDP leaders. Says wicked blackmail against us won't succeed. That's on page 27 of the Daily Sun. And in the lower part of the Daily Sun, we have morning fire affects Apongbon Bridge in Lagos. Morning fire affects Apongbon Bridge in Lagos. FG gives traders on the bridges 7 days ultimatum to vacate. FG gives traders on the bridge 7 days ultimatum to vacate. That's on page 4 of the Daily Sun. And next in the Daily Sun, we have here 2023. INEC seeks Abdul Salami Peace Committee's intervention to curb violence. That's on page 27 of the Daily Sun. And next in the Daily Sun, we have here Electoral Act. Senators, reps team up against Malami. That's on page 6 of the Daily Sun. And lastly, in the Daily Sun for today, we have 2023. Atiku formally joins presidential race. 6 PDP ticket. 2023. Atiku formally joins presidential race. 6 PDP ticket. Promises to rescue Nigeria. Tambuwal rules out zoning in PDP. Meets IBB. Abdul Salami in Mina. That's on page 6 and 26 of the Daily Sun. All right, that's the much we can take on today's newspaper headlines. Thank you very much for staying there. Right about now, it is time for us to move over to our discussion segment. But before we do that, we'll go on this quick break. And when we return straight to our discussion segment for today, do stay with us. All right, you're welcome back from that quick break. And Right about now, it's the discussion segment, and joining me in the discussion segment for today is a very popular face we know, Mr. Victor. Mr. Victor, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Mr. Victor, straight to the business of the day. Atiku finally declared yesterday his interest to join the presidential race come 2023, and is currently seeking the presidential ticket. So I don't know what you make of that particular headlines.
Okay.
Do you really sorry? Do you really think Atiku is the right man for the job? Do you really
Personally, I think he's not the right man for the job.
Why?
Because of his age.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion.
He's way beyond the youth.
Not
age.
just the youth. No, I'm not. The youth. They are not. We the youth are not ready. As a matter of fact, because.
You think so?
Yeah, because
Why
even
do you say so?
okay, they asked him the question. They asked him the question some time ago that why wouldn't the elders allow the youth to run? It was like nobody's stopping the youth to run. It's a competition. If you think you are ready to come out and run, you come out.
Okay.
So why did I say that the youths are not ready?
Okay.
Because we are not even united as youths. Okay.
So
our youths. If you check, who do you want to even pinpoint out that is ready? We're not talking about the money now. In as much as, yes, money is the number one thing, major factor in Nigerian politics. We can't shy away from that.
Okay.
So, why I'm saying that the youths are not ready, because we need a very solid front, okay? A cohesion to say, okay, we are bringing out a particular candidate. And mind you,
we need a strong level of cooperation.
Yes.
Amongst ourselves.
Yes.
Okay.
And mind you, we also need a strong political party.
Okay.
So it's something that we could have started, let's say,
way back,
maybe during just after the NSAS. Okay, because the youths are the ones that took up the NSAS movement. So we could have started from that point, create a political party, or take up a political party, an existing one, and start the campaign.
Okay.
So now to the article fact, why I think that he's really, I don't favor him. Okay, he's from the north. We cannot shy away. Okay, one more thing. Yes, his motto is one people, one nation. But we cannot shy away that Nigeria is a divided country.
Okay.
It's a divided state. So you give to the left, you give to the right. The north have already done 8 years, or are almost done with their 8 years.
Okay.
It's expected that another side should get the baton.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry to cut you, Mr. Victor. You know, there's this popular saying concerning Atiku that he's a very power-thirsty, politician. He wants power by all means, as a result of his previous participation in other elections, though he didn't really emerge successful. Talking about when he came out, I think some years back, and contested, he couldn't make it, so he kept on trying up to now. So a lot of people think Atiku is that politician that is always power thirsty. So do you think on that basis, do you think even if he is power thirsty, let's assume that he has what it takes to move this country from where it is to where it is supposed to be, and he's a northerner, are we going to say because he's from the north, and because power is currently in the north, so because of that we have to give it to somebody else, when Atiku is, able, is capable of doing the job?
Well, in terms of being his long life ambition, just like Tinubu,
yes,
I see them as persons that just want to put this on their CV. So it's just about their ambition.
Bucket list.
Yes, let's talk about. Let's
Things
have
achieved.
a very appealing. To them, is an appealing biography. Okay. At the expense
I was once
expense
president
of
of
as big as Nigeria.
Okay.
No, I don't go for that. And yes, that's the term they use. The second term, some unserious. I call them some unserious politicians use nowadays is, my people say that I should come out.
Okay.
My people, they bought, or you now hear that a particular group or a particular group will come out to say, we're going to buy tickets for this particular candidate. We want him to come out. The person will not later come out. My friend, that means that the person is not serious. So you are not ready to come out. So your people are the ones that told you to come out. So all those, will I say, acts, or those, they are acts you are playing with us. I will have to tell the masses to push all those persons aside. Now, one thing about Atiku, why I think he, on the other side, why I think he is he's a strong contender for PDP, why I think he is the most, so far right now, I think he's the most influential, and he is the most liquid. He has the money.
Okay.
Okay, and in politics, you need to money must be involved. So he's that person that can give somebody like Tinubu a fight. Head on fight.
A run for
blood
his
to
money.
blood, run for your money.
Okay.
Okay, they can have a head-on collision. Atiku, we already know he's a businessman. He's not just a mere businessman. He has investments that we can see. Okay? Just like he's into the oil and gas sector well, as in big time, and he has a shipping line. He's into he's more like into import and export.
A whole lot of things.
So he has the liquid. So when you compare him with somebody like Tinubu, that also has the liquid, in as much as yes, people are like Tinubu. The difference between him and Tinubu is that Tinubu collects taxes from the Lagos state government, and Tinubu has more like a godfatherism, his godfatherism, status in Lagos state. So there are some sector of the government, some with what they say, some part of the government that pay a particular allocation to him and his companies. Okay. So that's where he gets reposed, that's where he gets bulk of his money.
But don't you think Atiku coming out for president under PDP gives him a strong chance of winning it, given the fact that APC has already failed the country at the moment?
Does that mean that PDP did not fail the country? I see them as same old stuff.
Yeah, but there are a lot of persons out there who if you actually ask them, okay, PDP as of then and APC as of now, which do you prefer? A lot of people prefer PDP as of then.
My brother, they are the same thing.
But come on, we are seeing the difference now. The difference is clear.
Was it better then? You think?
At least things weren't as worse as we have now.
Yeah, but
they started this. Bad fuel.
My brother, they started it. Is today the first time you're hearing about bad fuel? It's been there. ASU has always been on strike.
Okay.
There has been food shortages. Electricity has been bad. They've been spending trillions of naira on the same electricity.
Has it ever been this bad under PDP? Come on. You and I are in this country and we know what you are facing at the moment. Has it ever been this bad?
My brother, as it stands, I'm quite confused. Confused in the sense that I'm like, what if PDP continued? It could have been even worse than this.
Again, what if? What if? All right, Mr. Victor, let's not dwell much on that particular headline. What do you make of PDP governors, roaring over the failure of APC government and urging Nigerians not to reject APC come 2023 elections? They're also making a list of the failures of the APC government and all that. Well, what do you make of it? Do you see it as being too direct an approach in trying to achieve victory come 2023, or you feel it's a normal thing?
Well, there's already, we know, there is a division in APC. Let me start in PDP already. Okay, remember, same yesterday, being Wednesday, Atiku had his declaration in Abuja. It was that same yesterday that the PDP governors had a meeting in Abia State.
Okay.
You see their counterpart, he hosted them as an Abia State governor, hosted them, Ibazo. He hosted them in Abia State. The same failed PDP, the same party, okay, let me use their as a whole party. The same party that failed Nigeria, they had their meetings yesterday. And in terms of the division I mentioned, mind you, the Atiku side just had only one governor that came. And I was wondering if they were supporting Atiku, they could have cancelled their meeting or maybe rescheduled for maybe tell Atiku some other time, yeah. Find a way and attend his declaration, okay. His day of declaration.
So you feel there's some sort of disagreement and disunity in the camp?
So, yeah. So, Atiku, we already know he's from Adamawa State. His state governor was there. Okay. And he was just the only governor that came for his event. Same day, PDP had their meeting. Even I was surprised to see these two guys smiling. Obaseki of Edo State and Nyesom Wike of Rivers State. You know, they had some weeks back. So they were all there. They were wearing their uniform, very colorful purple uniform. And
again, Mr. Victor, that particular scenario goes a long way in reminding us that these politicians might just be playing with us as citizens. They come out on media and they throw banters at themselves, they argue at themselves, and then we, the supporters, the followers, we feel like, oh, these people, yes, they're fighting and all that stuff. Behind, they are busy, enjoying themselves, shaking hands as brothers. So it goes a long way in, explaining to Nigerians that, see, let's not kill ourselves for these people.
No, you don't have to.
Let's not kill ourselves at all.
Okay, so back to the question that, or back to the rhetorics that PDP are saying that the APC has failed the nation. Now, going to Abia State, they went to Abia State. Were they able to tell us or to grade the Abia State governor? I was even wondering, how were they able to make it to his house? Mind you, they did not even do the meeting at the government house. It was in Obingwa local government, which is some distance away from the capital, Umuahia. So I also asked, how were they able, the bad roads in Abia State, how were they able to find their way in? Nobody even mentioned about that. Abia State, we already know that Abia State, in fact, Abia State should be the worst PDP state in the country. If you go to Abia State, in fact, the heap of debt, they did not even mention about that. The heap of debt in that state, oh my God. India is better than the worst city in India. It's not better than Abia State. Abia State is too dirty. We're not even talking about roads. We're not talking about education. The road, Port Harcourt, leading from Port Harcourt to Aba Main Park, that road has been abandoned. You now turn around.
The potholes there are something else.
What is pothole? My brother, it's condemned. No car can fly on it. So, them going to Abia State, I expected them to advise the Abia State governor. In fact, it's almost done now. What do you want to even advise the governor for 7 years?
It's almost going out.
For 7 years. So, okay, they went for their, like I always say, they have their interest, their selfish interest. So they went there we already know why they went there. Because of the zoning. Okay. Where do they zone the presidency to? So they even came out with about 36 man list that will decide where the presidency will go to. So my brother, like I said earlier on, PDP, APC, they failed with the nation, whether we like it or not.
But I think, I honestly think it's high time we give PDP another chance, because it's not been funny. It has not been funny under APC at all. At least, yeah, PDP didn't actually, do well during their own time, but things were not this bad. We are in this country together, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
All right, let's not dwell much on that headline. Lastly, what do you make of Buhari and other governors agreeing on Adamu as consensus chair?
Okay, they had a meeting yesterday at the presidential villa with the president, and it's just like we predicted 2 days ago that Abdullahi Adamu, the former governor of Nasarawa State, that he is the preferred candidate. Like I usually mention, he is the anointed one. So it's obvious now that he's the anointed one, in as much as they still have about 7 more candidates that are still there on the line. So the presidency was like, okay, guys, if you know you applied and you are leaving, okay, we will refund you your monies. So that's not just for the chairmanship, it goes around to other positions that if you applied and the zoning formula does not work for you and you step down, the party should, he gave them the order that they should refund everybody that has pulled out.
Okay.
I think it's a good way to settle their differences. Okay. At least you are not losing just all your money.
So the disappointment doesn't fall hard on you.
Yes, I think it's a very strategic one from the president.
Okay.
But that does not mean that fire and brimstones will not fall on Saturday, because you still have plenty of positions that will be, will be fought for, because somehow APC, they are not in order, and it's a fight. We have many governors that are against each other when you come in terms of the geopolitical zones. Just like in the Southwest, there is already a heated up fight on who takes the various positions that will be ceded to the Southwest. Tinubu is going head on with Arebeshola. Arebeshola, of former governor of Osun State.
Okay.
Tinubu is going head on because Arebeshola wants to hold his own side of power, because he wants some certain persons to be on the seat. We have Kemeke, we have Omishore, both going for national secretary, and that's a very important position for the Southwest.
Speaking of power, do you really think it's ideal for a governor or former governor who was in power and then he finally leaves office, and then he's still having an influence as regards who is the next governor, or the coming governors, who the coming governors will be? Do you really think?
I think it's human nature, especially for politicians, and especially in this side of the country.
Should it be that way? Should it be that way?
My brother, I think it's still part of the politicking, but when you go above the bar, I think that's not nice. Yeah.
It is obviously not nice. It's not really not good. If you've played your part, you've played your part. Step aside totally and let other persons come in naturally, because such a thing could actually deprive a particular people the right candidate because of someone somewhere who wants to put his preferred candidate in power. So, Mr. Victor, unfortunately, we have to draw the curtain here on today's discussion segment. Thank you very much for joining us on the show today. And as for you who has been there watching us, thank you so much for sticking with us. Thank you very, very much for sticking with us. We really, really appreciate your time. Do also follow us on all our social media handles. On Twitter, it's at Thav TV. On Instagram, it's at ThavTV_NG. On Facebook, it's at Thav TV. And on YouTube, it's at Thav TV. My name is Cyril Aloysius, and until we come your way again next time, do have a wonderful day.